Hello students, welcome to Consumer Electronics class. Today we are going to discuss about virtual assistant. You might have heard about Alexa, Google Home, Apple Siri, right? So we are going to see today that what the virtual assistant is and what are the varieties. Let's see today. An intelligent virtual assistant IVA or intelligent personal assistant IPA is a software agent that can perform tasks or services for an individual based on commands or questions. The term chatbot is sometimes used to refer to virtual assistants generally or specifically accessed by an online chat. In some cases, online chat programs are exclusively for entertainment purpose. Some virtual assistants are able to interpret human speech and respond via synthesized voices. Users can ask their assistants questions or they can ask their assistants to control the home automation devices and media playback via voice and manage other basic tasks such as email, to-do list, calendar with the verbal or spoken commands. A similar concept, however, which differences lays under the dialogue systems. As of 2017, the capabilities and usage of virtual assistants are expanding rapidly, with the new products entering the market and a strong emphasis on both email and voice user interfaces. Apple and Google have large installed bases of users on smartphones. Microsoft has a large installed base of Windows based personal computers, smartphones, and smart speakers. Amazon has a large installed base for smart speakers. Conversica has over 100 million engagements via its email and SMS interface intelligence virtual assistants for business. So I'm saying about Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Conversica. Okay. Method of interaction. Virtual assistants work via three different things. One is text, another one is voice, another one is image. Okay, text is including online chat, especially in an instant messaging applications or other applications. SMS text, so that is also important. Email or other text-based communication channel. For example, Conversica's intelligent virtual assistants for business. That's for text. Next one is a voice. For example, with Amazon Alexa on the Amazon Echo device, that's an example. Siri on iPhone or Google Assistant on Google enabled or Android mobile devices. That's the second option. Third one is by taking or uploading images, as in the case of Samsung's Bixby on the Samsung Galaxy S8. Some virtual assistants are accessible via multiple methods such as Google Assistant via chat on the Google Allo and Google Messages app and via voice on Google Home smart speakers. You can approach any way. Virtual assistants use natural language processing NLP. It uses natural language processing to match users' text or voice input to executable commands. Alexa, play the music, then Alexa will play. The play the music should be trained. We'll see that. Many continually learn using artificial intelligence techniques, including machine language. Some of these assistants like Google Assistant, which contains Google Lens. You have an app, right? Google Lens. So some of these assistants contain Google Lens and Samsung Bixby also have the added ability to do image processing, to recognize the object in the image and to help the users get better results from the clicked images. To activate the virtual assistants using the voice, a wake word might be used. Wake word. This is a word or group of words such as Hey Siri, Okay Google, or Hey Google, Alexa, Hey Microsoft, these are all kind of things, As virtual assistants become more popular, there are increasing legal risks involved. So let's see the devices and objects where you can find, right? Where found. Virtual assistants may be integrated into many types of platforms, like Amazon Alexa, like that across several of them. I can say into the devices like smart speakers will have smart speakers such as Amazon's Echo, Google's Home, Apple HomePod will have these devices will have virtual assistants. In instant messaging applications on both smartphones or via the app, example now Facebook's M virtual assistants on both Facebook and Facebook Messenger apps or via the web. Next one is a built into a mobile operating system, OS, as our Apple Siri in iOS devices and BlackBerry Assistant on BlackBerry 10 devices, or into a desktop OS such as Cortana, Cortana on Microsoft Windows OS. Next one is built into a smartphone independent of the OS, as is Bixby on a Samsung Galaxy X8 or Note 8. Next one is within instant messaging platform. Assistance from specific organizations such as Aero Mexico's Aerobot on a Facebook Messenger or WeChat secretary on WeChat. That is one. Next one is within mobile apps from specific companies and other organizations, such as Dom from Domino's Pizza. Sometimes in appliances, cars, and wearable technologies. I can say previous generations of virtual assistants often worked on websites such as Alaska's airline AskGen or interactive voice response systems such as American Airlines IVR by Nuance. Next, we'll see the services. Virtual assistants can provide a wide variety of services. These include provide information such as weather, facts from Wikipedia or IMDb, set an alarm, make to-do list, and shopping list. Now we can ask information. Second one is you can ask the virtual assistant to play music from streaming services such as Spotify, Pandora, play radio stations, read audiobooks, kind of thing. Other one is play videos, TV shows, or movies on televisions, streaming from Netflix. Another one is conversational commercial. So we'll see about conversational commercial later. Okay, conversational commercial. Next one is assist public interactions with the government. So that's called artificial intelligence in government. That's a good topic actually we can discuss later. Next one is a complement and replace customer service by humans. One report estimated that an automated online assistant produced 30% decrease in workload for a human provided call center. Right? 30% workload has been reduced by automated one. So I said about a conversational commerce. What is conversational commerce? Conversational commerce is a e-commerce via various means of messaging, including via voice assistants, but also live chat on e-commerce website or live chat on messaging applications such as WeChat, Facebook Messenger, and WhatsApp, and chatbots on messaging applications or websites, kind of thing. So when you get into bigbasket.com, you can see a conversational message. You can see the chat box. Customer support. What is customer support? A virtual assistant can work with the customer support team of a business to provide 24/7 support to the customer. It provides quick responses, which enables a customer's experience. Third-party services are like, Amazon enables Alexa skills and Google's actions. What is that skill and action? We'll see that. Especially applications that run on the assistant platforms. Let's see about virtual assistant privacy. Virtual assistants have a variety of privacy concerns associated with them. Features such as activation by voice pose a thread, right? Voice poses as such features requires a device to always be listening. Modes of privacy such as the virtual security button have been proposed to create a multi-layer authentication for a virtual assistants. For example, you take Google Assistant. Google Assistant does not store the user's data without their permission. To store the audio, the user can go to Voice and Audio Activity button, that's a VAA, and turn on this feature. Audio files are sent to cloud and used by Google to improve the performance of Google Assistant, but only if the VAA feature is turned on. That's in Google Assistant. How about Amazon's Alexa? Amazon's virtual assistant Alexa only listens to conversation when its wake word is used. For example, Alexa, Amazon, Echo are used. Only then it will start. It starts recording the conversation after the call of a wake word. It stops listening after 8 seconds of silence. It sends the recorded conversation to the cloud. It is possible to delete the recording from the cloud by visiting Alexa Privacy in Alexa. There is a feature to stop Alexa from listening to your conversation using a mute feature in Alexa. After muting the device, it cannot listen even if the wake words are used. Like you cannot, if you call Alexa also, it will not wake up. Next one is Apple Siri. Apple does not record audio to improve Siri. It uses transcripts instead. It only sends data which is important for analysis. For instance, if the user asks Siri to read their message, it won't send the message to the cloud. The machine will directly read the message without server's interference. Users can opt out anytime if they don't want Siri to send the transcript to the cloud also. Okay, so what are the developer platforms then? In this case, virtual assistant. So notable developer platforms for virtual assistants include Amazon Lex, Google, Apple, SiriKit, and IBM's Watson. Amazon's Lex was open to developers in April 2017. It involves natural language understanding technology combined with automatic speech recognition, and it had been introduced in November 2016 actually. Okay. Google provides the actions on Google and Dialogflow platforms for developers to create actions for Google Assistant. Next one is Apple provides SiriKit for developers to create extensions for Siri. Next one is IBM's Watson. While sometimes spoken of as a virtual assistant, is in fact an entire artificial intelligence platform and community powering some virtual assistants, chatbots, and many other types of solutions. So this is about developers platform. Next we will get into the real thing. What is Alexa? Alexa is a voice controlled virtual assistant. She can play audio, control your smart home, answer questions, and engage your favorite services to keep you organized, informed, safe, connected, and entertained. As a product of Amazon, she is also your personal shopper. Based in the cloud, Alexa is accessed through a growing number of smart speakers and other Alexa-enabled devices. Amazon's Alexa, also simply known as Alexa, is a virtual assistant technology developed by Amazon. First used in Amazon Echo smart speaker, and it is used in Echo Dot and in Echo Studio, and Amazon's Tap speakers developed by Amazon's Lab 126. It is capable of voice interaction, music playback, making to-do lists, setting alarms, streaming podcasts, playing audiobooks, and providing weather, traffic, sports, and other real-time information such as news. Alexa can also control several smart devices, using itself as a home automation system. Users are able to extend the Alexa capabilities by installing skills. It's called additional functionality developed by the third-party vendors in other settings more commonly called as apps. So Amazon's Alexa's capability by installing skills such as weather programs and audio features. It uses NLU, natural language understanding, and speech recognition, and other weak AI to perform these tasks. Most devices use most devices use Alexa. So combined with Alexa. So most devices with Alexa allow users to activate the device using a wake word such as Alexa or Amazon kind of thing. Other devices such as Amazon mobile app on iOS or Android and Android Dash Wand, Amazon's Dash Wand require the user to click a button to activate Alexa's listening mode. Although some phones also allow a user to say a command like Alexa, Alexa wake kind of thing. As of November 2018, Amazon has had more than 10,000 employees working on Alexa related projects. In 2019 January, in just 2-3 months, Amazon's devices team announced that they have sold over 100 million Alexa enabled devices. In September 2019, another 9 months, Alexa launched many new devices, achieving many records while competing with the world's smart home industry. The new Echo Studio became the first smart speaker with the 360 sound, surround sound, and Dolby sound. Other new devices included an Echo Dot with a clock behind the fabric and a new third generation Amazon Echo, Echo Show 8, a plug-in Echo device, Echo Flex, Alexa built-in wireless earphones, Echo Buds, Alexa built-in spectacles, Echo Frames, and Alexa built-in Ring, and Echo Loop. Like Amazon is giving out everything. The birth of Alexa. Alexa was inspired by science fiction, according to David Limp, Amazon's senior vice president, who oversaw the initiative. Alexa creators aim to reinvent the conversational computer on board. That Star Trek's Starship Enterprise. There's a computer, right? They wanted to imitate that. She made her debut in 2014 alongside the Echo Smart Speaker. In addition to suitable phonetics, Alexa's name intends to evoke Egypt's ancient library of Alexandria. What can Alexa do? Alexa is like a software that powers your smartphone, but instead of apps, she uses skills. Like your smartphone, Alexa includes many skills out of the box, while others can be enabled by choice. Amazon skills collection already exceeded 25,000, including many from brands used frequently. That collection grows day by day, daily. Alexa can perform a number of preset functions out of the box, such as set timers, share the current weather, create lists, access Wikipedia articles, and many more things. Users say a designated wake word. Default is simply Alexa. Alexa, like that, then it will start. So users say a designated wake word to alert the Alexa enabled device of an ensuing function command. Alexa listens for the command and performs the appropriate function or a skill to answer a question or a command. When questions are asked, Alexa converts sound waves into the text, which allows it to gather information from various sources. Behind the scenes, the data gathered is then sometimes passed to the variety of sources, including Wolfram Alpha, IMDb, AccuWeather, Yelp, Wikipedia, and others to generate suitable and accurate answers. Alexa supported devices can stream music from the owners of Amazon Music accounts and have built-in support for Pandora and Spotify accounts. Alexa can play music from streaming devices such as Apple Music and Google Play Music from a phone or a tablet. In addition to performing preset functions, Alexa can perform additional functions through third-party skills that users can enable. Some of the most popular Alexa skills in 2018 included Questions of the Day and National Geographic Geo Quiz for trivia, Tune in live to listen live sporting event and news stations. Big Sky is a skill for hyperlocal weather updates. Sleep and relaxation sounds for listening to calming sounds. Sesame Street for children's entertainment. Fitbit for Fitbit users who wants to check in on their health stats. In 2019, Apple, Google, Amazon, Zigbee Alliance announced a partnership to make a smart home products work together. Technology advancements. As of April 2019, Alexa Amazon had over 90,000 skills available for users to download on their Alexa enabled devices. A massive increase from only 1,000 functions in 2016 to 90,000. Imagine. Okay, that is Amazon. Microsoft's AI, that is called Cortana, became available to use on Alexa enabled devices as of 2018 August. In 2018, Amazon rolled out a new skill called brief mode, wherein Alexa would begin responding with the beep sound rather than saying okay, right? Rather than saying okay to confirm receipt of a command. If you say a command, it will say a beep sound like that. On December 2018, Amazon announced a new integration with the Wolfram Alpha answering engine, which provides enhanced accuracy for users asking questions of Alexa related to math, science, astronomy, engineering, geography, history, and more. Next one is home automation. In the home automation space, Alexa can interact with the devices from several manufacturers, including SNAS, Fibaro, Belkin, Ecobee, Genie, IFTTT, Insteon, Lifx, Lightwave RF, Nest, Philips Hue, SmartThings, Wink, Yonomi. There are many. The home automation features was launched in April 8, 2015. Developers are able to create their own smart home health skills using the Alexa's skills kit. In September 2018, Amazon announced a microwave oven that can be paired and controlled with the Echo device. It is sold under Amazon Basics label. Alexa can now pair with the Ring Doorbell Pro and greet visitors and leave instructions about where to deliver the package. Ordering. But takeout of food can be ordered using Alexa. As of May 2017, food ordering using Alexa is supported by Domino's Pizza, Grubhub, and Pizza Hut, Seamless, and Wingstop. Also, users of Alexa in the United States, Kingdom can order meals via Just Eat. In early 2017, Starbucks announced a private beta for placing pickup orders using Alexa. In addition, users can order meals using Alexa's Prime via Alexa in 20 major US cities. With the introduction of Amazon Key in November 2017, Alexa also works together with the Smart Lock and the Alexa Cloud Cam included in the service to allow Amazon's couriers to unlock customers' front door and deliver packages inside. According to August 2018 article by the information, only 2% Alexa owners have used the device to make the purchase during the first 7 months of 2018. And of those who made an initial purchase, 90% did not make a second purchase. It's a failure model. Next one is a music. Alexa supports many subscription-based and free streaming services on Amazon devices. These streaming services include Prime Music, Amazon Music Unlimited, Apple Music, TuneIn, iHeart Radio, Audible, Pandora, and Spotify Premium. However, some of these music services are not available on other Alexa enabled products that are manufactured by companies external of the services. This unavailability also includes Amazon's own Fire TV devices and tablets. Alexa is able to stream media and music directly. To do this, Alexa's device should be linked. Alexa's device should be linked to the Amazon's account, which enables access to one's Amazon's music library, in addition to any audiobooks available in one's Audible library. Amazon's Prime members have an additional ability to access stations, playlists, and over 2 million songs free of charge. Amazon Music Unlimited subscribers also have access to a list of millions of songs. Amazon Music for PC allows one to play personal music from Google Play, iTunes, and others on an Alexa devices. This can be done by uploading one's collection to My Music on Amazon from a computer. Up to 250 songs can be uploaded free of charge. Once this is done, Alexa can play this music and control playback through voice command options. Next one is sports. Amazon's Alexa allows the users to hear updates on selected, supported sports teams. A way to do this is by adding the sports team to the list created under Alexa Sports Update app section. The user is able to hear updates on 15 supported sport leagues. I've given the list: IPL, MLS, EPL, BPL, NBA, NCAA, UEFA, FA Cup, like that. So there are many, WWE till WWE. Next one is messaging and calls. There are a number of ways messaging can be sent from Alexa's application. Alexa can deliver messages to a recipient's Alexa application, as well as to all supported Echo devices associated with their Amazon's account. Alexa can send typed messages only from Alexa's app. If one sends a message from an associated Echo device, it transmits as a voice message. Alexa cannot send attachments such as videos and photos. For households with more than one member, once Alexa contacts are pooled across all of the devices that are registered to its associated account. However, within Alexa's app, only one is able to start conversation with its Alexa's contact. When accessed and supported by an Alexa app or Echo device, Alexa messaging is available to anyone in one's household. These messages can be heard by anyone with access to the household. This messaging feature does not yet contain a password protection or associated PIN. Anyone who has access to one's cell phone number is able to use this feature to contact them through their supported Alexa app or Echo device. The feature to block alerts for messages and calls is available temporarily by utilizing the Do Not Disturb feature. This is in messaging and calls. Next one is business. Alexa's for Business is a paid subscription service, allowing companies to use Alexa to join conference calls, schedule meeting rooms, and customer skills designed by third-party vendors. At launch, notable skills are available from SAP company, Microsoft, and Salesforce. Next one is severe weather alerts. This feature was included in February 2020, in which a digital assistant can notify the user when a severe weather warning is issued in that area. Next one is the traffic updates. This new voice control skill was included in February 2020, through which Alexa can update the users about their commute, traffic conditions, or directions. It can send the information to the user's phone. Among Alexa's most popular capabilities, she can play music, report the news, check the weather, offer sports updates, play podcasts, stream live radios, control your smart home, manage your list and calendars, call phones and other Alexa enabled devices, set timers and alarms, play audiobooks, find local business information, answer questions, do mathematics, tell stories, administer games, tell jokes, summon a raid, order a dinner, find recipes, teach history lessons, shop on Amazon, like that. Make Alexa yours. To make Alexa your digital assistants, you will need to have an Alexa enabled device where you will issue commands. For most current users, that's a smart speaker, such as Alexa's own line of Echo devices. You will configure, personalize, and manage Alexa in the companion app available in the Apple, Google Play, and Amazon's app stores. It is also available as a web app at alexa.amazon.com. Among a variety of other administrative tasks, the app allows you to pair Alexa with Alexa enabled devices, set your default services such as your preferred calendar and music streaming services, and link associated accounts, see and manage your list, alarms, reminders, and timers, view your skills and enable new ones, group speakers for multi-room audio and smart home devices for bulk control, assemble your flash briefing. Next one is a Google Home. Google Nest, the previously named as Google Home, is a line of smart speakers developed by Google under the Google Nest brand. The devices enable users to speak voice commands to interact with the services through Google Assistant, the company's virtual assistant. Both in-house and third-party services are integrated, allowing users to listen to music, control playback of videos and photos, or receive news updates entirely by voice. Google Nest devices also have integrated support for home automation, letting users control smart home appliances with their voice control or voice command. The first device, that's called Google Home, was released in the United States in November 2016. Subsequent product releases have occurred globally since 2017. Though software updates to Google Nest devices and Google Assistant, additional functionality has been added over time through software updates. For example, multiple speakers can be set up for synchronized playback of music. An update in 2017 April brought multiple user support, allowing the device to distinguish between up to 6 people by voice. In May 2017, Google announced multiple updates including hands-free phone calling at no cost in Canada and in the United States, proactive reminders ahead of scheduled events. That's another feature. Virtual responses on mobile devices or Chromecast enabled televisions, Bluetooth audio streaming, and the ability to add reminders and calendar appointments. So these are the features, they call it as actions. The original Google Home speaker, released in 2016 November, featured a cylindrical shape with the colored status LEDs on top. In October 2017, Google announced 2 additions to the product lineup: the miniature puck-shaped Google Home Mini and a larger Home Max, Google Home Max. In October 2018, the company released the Google Home Hub, a smart speaker with a 7-inch touch screen. In May 2019, Google announced that the Google Home devices would be rebranded under the Google Nest banner, and it unveiled the Nest Hub Max, a larger smart display. Let's see the models now. Let's start with the Google Home. The original Google Home model is a cylindrical speaker that is 5.62 inches tall and 3.79 inches in diameter. The top surface of the device features colored status LEDs and features capacitive touch control to start or and stop music or adjust volume. A mute button is located on the back of the device which disables the microphones. The base of the device is covered by a shell acting as a speaker grill, which is designed to be removed and replaced with one that suits the decor of a room. As of November 2016, Google offers fabric shells in mango, marine, and violet color finishes, and metallic shells in carbon, copper, and snow finishes. The information reported that the Google's Home's internal hardware was very similar to that of a Chromecast, with the same ARM processor and a Wi-Fi chip. In November 2016, a teardown of the original model by iFixit confirmed that the device featured many of the same hardware components as a second generation home Chromecast. Next one is Go Home Mini. Google unveiled the Google Home Mini during a hardware focused event on October 4, 2017, which was released on October 19, 2017. It's a variant of Google Home with the same overall functionality but in a smaller pebble-like form factor, around 4 inches in diameter, with a fabric top that its white color status lights shine through. It has a mute switch rather than a mute button and uses a micro USB connection for power. It is available in the colors aqua, chalk, charcoal, and coral. Analysts compare the Google Home Mini to Amazon's equivalent Echo Dot model. Prior to its release, a phantom input bug was discovered, where its touch-sensitive surface, which could be tapped to activate Assistant without using a hardware command. This particular surface inadvertently activated on its own, resulting in unwanted voice recording. So, due to privacy concern, Google removed this feature entirely from the all units via software update. In December 2017, Google released an update to Home Mini, letting users to long press the volume button to play and pause the audio. Next one is Home Max. During its October 4, 2017 event, Google unveiled the Google Home Max, which was released on 2017 December 11. It is a larger version of Google Home device with the stereo speakers, including 2 tweakers and subwoofers, and an audio connector, and a USB Type-C connector intended for a wired Ethernet adapter. It was released in the colors chalk and charcoal, and it has a magnetically attached stand for vertical orientation and a smart sound, an adaptive audio system that uses machine learning to automatically adjust sound output based on factors such as environment, including placement and sources of noise, and the time of day. Reviewers compared the Home Max to Sonos smart speakers and Apple's HomePod. The Google Home Max was discontinued from sale on 2020 December 14. Next one is Home Hub, that is Nest Hub. October 9, 2018. On that day, Google unveiled the Google Home Hub, which features a 7-inch touchscreen display. It will take 1024 x 600, that's a resolution. It can be used to provide visual feedback for queries. The Home View feature provides a centralized visual interface for controlling supported smart home devices and Nest video cameras. Other vendors such as Waze and Arlo can also be streamed. Unlike its closest competitor, that's Amazon's Echo Show, the Home Hub does not include a camera for video calls, citing customers' privacy concern. Although Google has developed an OEM solution for assistant-powered smart display devices based on Android Things and a Qualcomm system on a chip, The Home Hub utilizes a different hardware platform. The device is available in a light grey, dark grey, pink and aqua blue. A reported security issue in the Home Hub was dismissed by Google as a non-issue, as an attack would require access to the same Wi-Fi network as a device. On 2019, May 7th, the Google Home Hub was rebranded and renamed to Google Nest Hub. On 2021, May 25, an update for the preview program released to the first generation model replaced the Linux-based Cast OS with Google's Fuchsia, becoming the first commercial device to ever feature the operating system. On March 30, 2021, a second generation of the Google Nest Hub was released. The second generation sported 50% more bass and sleep sensor. The Nest Hub kept its 7-inch touchscreen as it is. Next one is the Nest Hub Max, a larger version of the Google Nest Hub called the Nest Hub Max, Google Nest Hub Max. This was announced on May 7, 2019. It features a 10-inch display, 1280x800 display, and integrated camera which can be used for face recognition, and Google Duo video calls and a security camera. And it has a larger speakers with a rear facing subwoofer. It was released in 2019 September. Next one is Nest Mini. On October 15, 2019, Google unveiled a second generation model of the Google Home Mini branded as a Google Nest Mini. It was released on October 22. It includes a larger speaker, an additional microphone, a machine learning chip that can cache voice recognition data for commonly used commands locally, and ultrasonic sensing. It is similar in design to the first generation Home Mini, except its cover is now made from a recycled plastic. The back of the Nest Mini contains a hole for a wall mounting with a screw, and it contains LED lights that highlight the touch areas for volume control. It is available in the colors like chalk, charcoal, coral and sky blue. You heard about Nest Audio? You don't know, right? Nest Audio, on September 30, 2020, Google released the Google Nest Audio, which acts as a successor to the original Google Home, and it incorporates some design elements of Home Max. Next one is the features. So actually the Google Assistant, an intelligent personal assistant, is included as a main and only assistant in Google Home. Unlike its predecessor, Google Now, Assistant is able to engage in two-way conversations with the users. The Wall Street Journal reported in 2016 October that Google hired writers from Pixar movies and the Onion satirical newspaper to develop a personality for the assistant, with the long-term goal being to invoke a sense of emotional rapport in users. Various forms of both in-house and third-party services are integrated into Google's Home, allowing users to speak voice commands to control interaction with them. Examples of supported services include Google Play Music, Spotify, and iHeartRadio for audio, Netflix, YouTube, and Google Photos for videos and photos, Google Calendar and Google Keep for tasks, and CNN, CNBC, BBC, and the Wall Street Journal for news updates. New services are integrated on an ongoing basis. Users can connect and group together multiple home speakers for a synchronized playback of music in every room. A notable feature omission, multiple accounts, was criticized by G.R. Rafael of Computer World in November 2016, but an update for users in the United States in 2017 enabled this feature. Google Home can now recognize up to 6 different voices, pulling information from their different accounts depending on who is talking. Google Home has integration with each other's calendar for adding reminders and appointments verbally. Google Home includes home automation features, enabling owners to use it as a central hub to control smart devices. Examples of supported devices include the Chromecast digital media player and products from Nest, SmartThings, Philips Hue, LIFX, Lightwave RF, and Logitech Harmony. In May 2017, Google announced multiple updates to Google Home's functionality. It now supports hands-free calling, letting users make calls to any landline or mobile phone in the United States, Canada, and later the UK for free. Google Voice users can set Google Home with a voice number to make personal and business calls. There is no 911 emergency services support, however. Proactive assistants enable the device to dictate updates to users without being asked, including updates on traffic before a scheduled event. Visual responses let users send answers from Google Home onto their mobile device or Chromecast enabled television. The device now also supports Bluetooth audio streaming through compatible devices, including phones, tablets, computers, and the ability to schedule calendar appointments with the upcoming support for reminders. On March 28, 2018, Google made the announcement via their blog that users would be able to pair any of their Google Home devices to their own Bluetooth speakers without requiring the use of a Chromecast streamer. On November 5th, 2018, Google announced their partnership with the Disney to bring interactive read-along books to Google Home. In 2019, Apple, Google, Amazon, Zigbee alliances announced a partnership to make smart home products work together. That's all about the virtual assistants today. Thanks and bye.